Okay, a little while earlier at the entrance to the synth production base. Alright, we're back with Ether and Paimon. Oh, they got us just while it was just getting interesting. Well, good thing we can breathe underwater. How are normal people supposed to get down here? Who don't have the hydropower, I guess. They must have, like... Oh, they can't go there. Like, diving suits or swimsuits, like the one Femine has. In his elemental burst. Like, helmets. Okay. So can we heal up on this? Oh, we can set at the party because he didn't give us a chance to earlier. Well, that's fine. I mean, technically we probably shouldn't have Tartaglia here because A, he doesn't have his hydrovision, B, he's not here, but don't sweat the details. Cat! Oh wow, that's actually a lot of damage considering I haven't leveled him up at all.
You can run, but you can't hide.
Okay. Goodbye.
Who's next?
When does it start? Oh, it's an elevator. Oh, cat.
Is it because of this mechanism in the middle? That guy really prepared a lot of stuff for this place.
Yeah. Treasure. This place is scary. Oh, underwater. You can see it. Oh, okay.
Paimon thinks we need to go up, but Paimon doesn't see a way. Let's take a look around. Maybe we'll find a hidden mechanism that'll show us the way up.
Well, I think we first need to go down. Yeah, we first need to go down. Too shallow to dive. I don't want to dive here. Why does Ether... When I do this, cannot change... Can't? Yeah, I can. Why does Ether have Pneuma? The Pneuma energy? Because technically only Fontaine characters should have that, right? I guess he doesn't even have a vision, so the rules don't apply to him, but... Okay, we can't go in here.
Go!
Oh, did you see that? I never noticed that. He had the Pneuma sword. Just like when Linny does his thing, he also has the Pneuma thing, right? Okay, we saw it back there where the cat is now stuck in the wall. But why can you shoot through this? I guess it's not... Oh yeah, you see the Pneuma sword. There. Okay, I guess... Actually, no, wait. Sorry, I'm so used to us having to lower the water level, but we don't even have to do that, do we? We can just go. It's our first time to explore like this in Fontaine, so... Okay. There's a very fancy mechanism you have here. Okay, we are lowering the water level though, I think. Oh, it's a drain! So fancy. Fontaine really has it all. Oh, I remember we're raising the water level. Alright, well, I suppose that does the trick as well. I thought there was an elevator down there.
Water level is rising. Now we can swim to the top. But this is still a ways away from where we need to go.
I didn't know you could do that! Just dive into the water and do a roll. Oh, you're so funny.
And voila!
Voila!
Be amazed!
Bring it on! Wipe out!
Wipe out! Yeah, he does have a Pneuma thing.
Here comes the finale!
Whee!
Now disappear!
Why does I hit that? Alright, okay, hang on. Okay, we're gonna need to just go straight with our one fighter here.
Who's next?
Uh-oh, there's more.
Over here. Cue the spotlight.
Uh-oh. No, 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 no! Okay, this is good at the electro. Okay. Good so far. Except Lenny is not doing very well. But that's to be expected. He's not leveled up. Alright. More water. And also the entrance is coming out, too. Well, it's not very secure if when the water level rises, the door also opens.
Now the path is clear. Let's go.
I wonder what happened if we didn't get those. I guess we had to fight those mecha first, right? I was like, maybe they can transform into sea creatures, but that doesn't make sense. Also, can I just say, look how pretty though it is looking up at the water surface. It's so clear here. Here we are. Ether is here to infiltrate. Wow. You think this is an aquarium, but we're actually underwater. This is so cool. Okay, treasure. Getting all the Primo gems back after all I spent on Lenny. Yes. Oh, how convenient. You know, you didn't have to put the bridge that opens automatically without a password, but I'm glad you did. Very secure, I can tell. I guess we have to fight. So they have Osea energy. So. Okay, this is not the smartest idea. Hang on.
My show mustn't fail.
Sorry, Lenny. Okay, do that. I hit them with the Numa thing. Did that disarm them? It did! I'm learning!
But you can't hide.
Yeah, I guess Ether just breaks the rules, so he can have the Numa energy if he wants to. Although they should let us, we should be to switch with Numa or Osea for Ether.
Shouldn't let your guard down.
Okay, hang on, we should probably switch back. Is there someone else? Oh, there is.
Let the magic begin.
Bombs away.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh, I shouldn't have turned off Teddygal's attack so soon. It's okay. We've got this.
Surprise.
Okay, we need to go like this again.
Water jet.
There you go. Uh-oh. I think we're fighting to this beautiful waltz music.
Step on up. Cue the spotlight. Over here.
Bye-bye. No! Please tell me I don't have to redo the fight, right? Good. Okay. Whee!
Surprise.
Looks like we are not in the fancy base anymore. Looks like we are in ruins. These old ruins. What is that? That looks like ice. What is that?
After all that, we finally made it to the innermost sanctum.
Okay.
Though, as expected, the mastermind isn't here.
I mean, if I'm not mistaken, he's being charged by Navi as we speak.
That's right. Then let's hurry up and find some evidence so we can get back to the Opera House and help Navia.
Is that right? Okay. Oh, I thought we were just going right away. No, we gotta research. I mean, like, the thing with Marcel, I know I was suspecting Thierry a little bit too, but I don't think it's Thierry. I think it's Marcel because he's so defensive. I mean, like, if he was really innocent, would he be, like, so emotionally manipulative and, like, basically all these, like, underhand tricks to undermine her? I don't think so. Like, I'm gonna teach you a lesson for accusing me. I think that he's the real one.
Aw, it's a bunch of really cute things. Pink accessories, a hair tie, a necklace, even a makeup
I
box.
see. There's a name, too.
Oh, Paimon sees it too, but
Oh,
why are
no.
all these cute things labeled with different girls'
They
names?
probably belong to the victims.
Huh? You mean the girls from the serial disappearances? They were brought here? And then they were turned into water. And all the boxes of things. These names.
Yeah.
Oh, this is terrible.
This is really terrible. Okay, the missing person's possessions. You discovered within the containers labeled with the names of those who own them within the depths of the HQ. The names here must have something to do with the victims in the serial disappearances case. This is proof that this was their final stop. No. Now, I'm most curious about this water. Because I'm trying to think to myself, what is the motive for them kidnapping and dissolving all these young women? Do they need the dissolved water for something? Otherwise, like, we don't have a motive for any sort of connection. And what the heck is this, right? Okay, so we did that. Alchemy thing.
What's this over here? Looks like some kind of place for research.
There's stains on the floor, too. I don't like that.
Experiment number 16 aims to verify Jacob Ingold's research conclusions on the primordial sea and use his theory as a foundation to achieve a breakthrough.
Oh, no.
The experiment was a failure. No individual managed to resurface from the water from the primordial sea. Female specimens 22, 23, and 24 were dissolved.
That's actually really scary. Calm down, Paimon. No, that's actually really freaky to me. I don't like that. I don't like this. This is horrifying. Horrifying.
Sorry, Traveler. Paimon will try her best. It's just that Paimon's never read something so scary before. How can someone write something that terrible in such a matter-of-fact tone?
I know, right?
You read the rest. Paimon's too scared to keep going.
I am too, but we can't turn our back on this. We have to see the truth. The goal of the researcher is to save his lover, a woman named Vignier, who is dissolved.
So that's why he did all of these experiments. Wait, did he really think he'd be able to find a way just by dissolving people over and over? That's just insane!
There's another name here, Vacher. That woman must have been the one that we talked to earlier.
Huh? Isn't that the name you heard by the fountain? Paimon thought he was an eyewitness in the serial disappearance.
Unless he was the one who did it. No, he is the researcher.
You mean Vacher is the one who did all of these...
I knew it. I was like, if I similar to the whole thing with what's her name? Not Halsey. Oh yes, Halsey. Was it Lillian or something like that? It's like I think it's you, or I think you're involved in a way that doesn't lead you to be as innocent. But if I'm wrong, I'm gonna feel awful. Thankfully, I was not wrong. So I just feel awful that it happened, and not awful for accusing him. But awful that it happened, like, it's really bad. Like, this is terrible. He signed off on a bunch of experiment reports. The voice I heard on the phone was probably Vignier.
So that's it! Vacher was no victim, but personally took his lover and...
Aww.
No, that's not it either. If that's the case, why would he want people to resurface from the water?
He probably wasn't the one who killed her. Probably she fell into the water, or somebody else poured the water on her. And he went crazy trying to come up with ways to make people immune to it. No, that's not adding up. There's more that we don't know yet.
In any case, Paimon will write it all down.
Yeah, there's definitely more that we don't know. Experiment number 16 aims to verify Jacob Ingold's research conclusions on the primordial sea and uses theory as a foundation to achieve a breakthrough. The experiment was a failure. No individual managed to resurface from the water from the primordial sea. Female specimens 22, 23, and 24 were dissolved. There are many more records like this. Okay, so I'm getting a hunch. This is water from the primordial sea, isn't it? In this container. But then... So then why would they try to... It sounds like they took the women and threw them into this pool. Why then would somebody take a sample of the water, like one of these, and try to pour it and murder someone and frame Linny? Why would they do that? Why would they do it in public? What's changed?
Whoa.
Oh, this is synth.
There's so much synth here. And so many bottles of ingredients that probably just contain the waters of the primordial sea.
There's so many.
Mixing in progress. Ready to drink? Stock sample? Huh. They've also got all the synth pretty clearly labeled.
And by the way, this is definitely a trap, us being here. I get that the boss isn't here. I get that most of his subordinates are probably not here. But I don't think that it's accidental that this place is pretty much completely unguarded except for like 5 mecha that are here. There's no way that's the only defense system they had and we could just waltz in here.
Whoa, there's even fruit-flavored synth?
Well, yeah, that's what they usually do, is they make it flavored so people want it more. Well, that definitely proves that this is where they produce synth.
Yep, it's super obvious.
Synth, a popular potion circulating quite widely. It gives the drinker a very pleasant experience for a short time, but its side effects are equally strong. The producer uses these special characteristics to earn a massive profit from this trade. Are we not going to investigate the water? Okay, we are. Just gotta go here.
Oh, look! There's an important-looking basin over here, and it's full of water!
This must be the water from the Primordial Sea. Agreed. Because why is it floating like that?
That means this is where they make all the synth! And that special water is the main ingredient!
And it's probably also where they brought the missing women.
If you dilute it with normal water, you'll get synth, but the pure stuff can dissolve a human!
And it sounds like even the dissolves, the diluted stuff is... Sounds like even the diluted stuff is probably slowly wearing away at people's minds over time. So I suppose it probably still is killing you, just longer. Because if people are going crazy and it's like they're losing their minds, it could be like just dissolving you from the inside out slowly. I guess we're not going to get this. The big question here is, why does it do this? Why is there this special water, and why does it only dissolve people who are from Fontaine? And why does it dissolve people from Fontaine? The pool found within the HQ is filled with water from the Primordial Sea. The mastermind can use this to create synth and directly use it to dissolve people. Okay. Bookshelf.
Let's see what's written here. Nothing escapes Detective Paimon's eye.
Yeah, that's right.
Callus. Navia's father. Oh, this seems to be an investigation report on him.
It's probably related to his and Jacques' case.
Yep, it's about finding someone to assassinate Jacques and Callus because of a lack of confidence that Jacques himself would go through with it. This should prove the existence of the third person.
Good, we're gonna need to bring that to Navia. Is there anything else?
We still have not determined the exact content of the key information Callus has passed on to certain members of his organization. The old dog's a real menace to deal with. Even if he abides by the promise he's made to us, he will still have the upper hand.
Which is exactly what he wants.
He can act whenever he wants to make our lives miserable. The only option left is to remove him from the picture entirely. I concur. Let's send someone to kill him. He won't declare war as long as we don't touch Navia. Oh, seems like we've got a bunch of correspondence between the higher-ups.
That's good. They planned this well in advance.
They're all just so evil.
I know, right? Clues concerning the Callus case that were found inside the bookshelf. The mastermind did not believe that Jacques would do the deed and thus sent a third party to ensure Callus's death. The content that followed also defined the culprit's motives to some extent. Now, can we quickly get back to the opera house and relay this back to Navia?
Everything here, and it seems like our theories were spot on. But
The only thing we're missing, well, we're missing details on the primordial water itself. Who is Vacher?
yeah, we haven't found anything that reveals his true identity. No wonder even Neuvillette wasn't able to.
It's
find
probably
his
a code
name.
name.
Whoever it is probably destroyed everything to do with that name a long time ago. That way, even if we bring all this back to the opera, we won't be able to identify the true culprit.
Clever. But maybe not clever enough. Let's look again.
Sure thing. Paimon won't admit defeat to this guy either.
Like I said, I'm worried we're gonna get trapped in here somehow. Look for clues related to Vacher, besides the ones we've already looked at. Did he care how many victims he had to dissolve in his quest to bring his lover back to life? But there's nothing here of Vacher's true identity. And there's also nothing here of why why this was a good idea to bring his lover back to life. Bottles of synth and water from the primary sea. This can be used as evidence to prove what this place is for. Nothing else here seems particularly noteworthy. Are we going to bring that stuff with us? What wasn't here? The items, right? Yeah, okay, there might be something in the items.
You take that side and Paimon will take this side. Check everything carefully. We'll find something for sure.
Let's do it. This is freaky. The idea of just being kidnapped and dissolved.
Ugh. Nothing at all. And Paimon can't even find snacks either.
Well, you don't want to eat snacks that have been in here for like years. Paimon, I found it.
Whoa, really? Let Paimon see.
This book.
Vacher. Isn't that Vacher's lover's name?
Interesting.
Then you found her diary. Let's see. Aw. It's just a normal diary chronicling their love story. She was so sweet, too. Oh, Paimon feels even worse for her now.
Take a look at this page. She made a list of baby names. And then there's one that's circled.
So many! A whole page's worth! But they're all crossed out. Was she unhappy with all of them? The final name she decided on was... Marcel. Wait, but Marcel's pretty old. Has this case been going on for so long that
Wait.
Vacher and Vacher's grown son?
Wait, but this case has only been going on for like 20 years. I guess if you're older than it, that's different than being younger than the case. All right, let's go, Paimon.
Hey! Paimon still hasn't figured it out yet.
A notebook belonging to the lady named Vacher. She records many stories of her time with her lover, Vacher. On one of these pages, she prepared many names for their future child, and the name she settled on in the end was Marcel. You race back to the... Okay, we're gonna run like 10 kilometers in 30 minutes, as Ether does.
And whose image do you see, Marcel? Is it a man named Vacher?
Good thing we're here in the nick of time. Right, Navia?
Oh, so you do know that name.
What? I've never heard this
Really
name
surprised
in my
you
whole
suddenly said the
life.
name
Your
of
expression
someone
says
I've never even
otherwise.
heard of.
I was waiting for you to say that.
Do we burst into the door? Oh, look at our dramatic
As
timing.
expected of my partner.
Farina will be
I
so
just knew you'd
pleased.
return in the nick of
Nuvilet will
time.
not, because we're interrupting
Just
again.
how often do you intend to flout the rules of this court?
Okay, just hear us out,
Oh,
dude.
Monsieur Neuvillette. Given their confidence, I expect they've found the crucial evidence.
You say you've never heard of Vacher. I can select from both of these. Which reveals the true identity of Vacher. The final stop, their possessions. Vacher's experimental records. This one. Because it's with her lover, and the name of their future child would be Marcel.
But the truth of it, Marcel, is that you've always been Vacher.
Thanks for talking, Ether.
Huh?
We've investigated your lair and we already know everything. After your lover, Vacher, was dissolved, you kept abducting young women to experiment on the hopes of bringing her back to you. You even created Marcel as a new identity and destroyed all records of your past as Vacher.
So that's it. Even the villains in opera performances rarely
I mean, we don't
go
have
far.
proof of that
And
link
with
so much that he became
Marcel's
Marcel,
motive
but
has now been
we do have a motive now.
This information regarding your past also dismantles your prior timing defense. Well, Marcel, do you know where you went wrong? You fixated your gaze on the lover that passed away, instead of paying attention to the living people around you. So, you never noticed how we changed, or how we grew as individuals.
Oh, and I see now the whole irony of Vacher saying, "Tell Vacher not to look for me anymore," and instead he murdered dozens to try and get her back.
You also never understood Boss's real expectations for his daughter. or our determination to see things through?
What do you mean?
Your determination.
Yeah. Well,
Mr.
Callus
Marcel,
wanted Navia
please
to follow
speak
her
up
own
now
path.
if you would like to defend yourself. Otherwise, the trial will move on to the next stage.
Do you really think I wanted to do any of this?
I don't think you wanted to, but
Pay attention
you
to
did.
What for? Have you ever paid attention to me? Ever
Well,
empathized
he's
with
basically
my
incriminating
pain?
himself. We're
Known
good
how
here.
It feels to watch the love of your life dissolve right in front of your eyes. No one helped me. No one even believed me. All those decades ago, even the officers from the Maison Gardiennage were laughing at me. They said there's no way a human being can turn into water. So I must have gone mad from grief. Vignere's death was brushed away by all of you as if it didn't matter at all. Well, now you know, don't you? Ha! Well, it's too late now.
No, no, but she didn't want you to take vengeance. She didn't want you to get
You have
revenge.
yourselves to blame. You set up this ornate opera house in pursuit of your so-called justice. Your beloved drama.
Yeah, that's true.
While turning a blind eye to
That's
the
true. This
suffering
court
of the
is not
people.
helpful, really, most of the
Vignier
time.
is dead. We promised each other that we would always be together. Wherever she goes, I will follow. But I'm not from this blasted place. So I
Oh,
can't be dissolved.
so you can never
No
join
matter
her.
what I do.
No.
Hey, is that water from the primordial
But he said he's not from here, so he can't.
I can't dissolve. Can't dissolve. Can't dissolve.
No.
Do you all see? I can't go. I can't follow. So if I can't go where she is, what choice do I have but to try to bring her back? I did all of that.
But did you need to
And in
kill
the
other
end,
people?
That accursed Callus still got the better of me. I spent my entire life living on pins and needles, only to get stabbed by his idiot daughter at the very end.
The suspect is exhibiting signs of mental distress. Guards, please restrain him.
Yeah.
Don't touch me! Don't anybody come near me! I still need to save Vignier.
That's
A
true. He
promise.
has a murder weapon in
Made
his
a
hand,
promise.
the dissolving water.
Vignier!
The fact that they make characters cry now makes everything so
Don't
much
think
more
badly
sad.
of me. All I want to do is fulfill our promise.
At this point, the verdict of this trial is clear. With Mr. Marcel's conviction, the charges against Mr. Tartaglia no longer have any basis.
Fine by me. I was in a bad mood, but after a show like that, I'm actually feeling pretty good.
Good, I guess?
Traveler, please submit all the evidence you have collected to the guards, so that I might review and summarize the truth behind the serial disappearances case.
Sounds good. Nebula proceeds to review and compile all the evidence and records.
The man now known as Marcel was originally named Vacher and worked
I
as an
see.
adventurer with his partner and lover Vignier.
How would he be able to
During an
erase
underwater
all of his
expedition,
records?
Vignier accidentally came into contact with water from the primordial sea and was dissolved in front of Vacher as a result.
No.
Vacher learned of the primordial water's existence through the work of others and began to kidnap young women for research, with the goal of discovering a method to
I
restore
see, so he probably picked
Vignier
people
back to
similar
life.
to her to see if she
To
could
cover his
he could bring
tracks,
her back.
He invented the new alias of Marcel and began to operate a business in Poisson.
So he must have been trying something different
During
during
the course
Lenny's
of his
trial then.
research, Vacher discovered
When
that
he
a
just poured
diluted
water
concoction of water from the
then.
primordial sea can induce feelings of euphoria, and began to manufacture and market synth. However, as he accumulated wealth to fund his continued research and expanded the scope, he came into conflict with Spina di Rosula. After exchanging blows with Spina di Rosula for many years, Vacher decided to assassinate their president Callus at a banquet. Although the assassination did not go as Vacher expected, he was able to turn Callus into the murder suspect by dissolving the assassin he sent to the scene. And just recently, Vacher attempted to frame Lenny as the culprit of the serial disappearances case.
Why
using
were you
a
back
similar
there? I
method.
thought you were in the audience.
However, his attempt to frame Lenny failed, and the power of water from the primordial sea became public knowledge. This case also exposed enough of Vacher's machinations that he was eventually successfully charged in court. Thus concludes the enigmatic history of the serial disappearances case, with the truth revealed to all.
Wow. Good job. We cracked an old case here.
The Oratrice will now deliver the final verdict regarding the charges against Mr. Vacher.
Okay, Star Rail. Nice work. We did it.
According to the judgment of the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinale, Mr. Vacher is guilty.
Guilty. I was afraid he was going to say not guilty, and I'd be like,
Guards!
what?
Take Vacher away.
I see.
Good. It's what he deserves.
With that, the serial disappearances case is over now.
Yeah.
We really just witnessed history. Who would have thought the true culprit would be such a polite and well-spoken guy?
Well, they often are not what you think they are.
The bad guy to justice!
Yeah.
He's hurt so many innocent people, and now he's finally getting what he deserves.
That's right.
Huh? Are you okay?
Navia, we should probably go up there.
Demoiselle, you were absolutely brilliant.
The day our late boss had always hoped for is
We never got an
finally come.
answer about the Gardamex
You
that
can rest
attacked us,
easy
though.
now,
If it was also
knowing
him or not.
Justice has been served.
Yeah. Yeah. It's finally over. It's all thanks to you guys. And my partner. See, Papa? Spina di Rosula's still doing well with me at the helm.
Yeah.
Well now, hasn't this been a most delicious piece of drama? The villain has been caught, justice has been served, past wrongs have been righted, and it's a big ol' happy
Alright,
ending.
what are you doing here?
Since it's been such a great show, I'll just let the false accusations against me slide. Either way,
Okay.
I've still got some business to attend to. So,
Now,
if
hang
you'll
on, why did they...
excuse me.
But why did they think it was him in the first place? I missed that. I think they might have mentioned it. But anyway.
Please wait just one moment, Mr. Tartaglia.
Yeah, you can't get out so easily.
What now? None of this has anything to do with me.
According to court protocol, since this trial was initiated due to a charge against you, a verdict must also be made.
Oh, so we have to
regarding the initial
deem him
charge
not
before
guilty.
The trial can conclude.
Oh, come on. Is this really necessary? Haven't you already caught the real criminal? Isn't it time for side characters like me?
Side
to
character, he
stay to the
says.
left?
Please respect the laws of Fontaine. This has always been the rule.
All right, but this sure is a lot of hassle. All I need to do is stand over there, right? Let's just get this over with.
Although, yeah, there's not much evidence
Through evidence presented
to
in the
him
public
or
trial
not.
that was just held, it has been established that Mr. Tartaglia has no direct connection to
Alright,
the
so
serial
Oratrice just
disappearance
says not
case.
guilty and we're
The
done
guilty
here.
party has been identified, and thus it is logical to suppose Mr. Tartaglia is innocent of the charges.
Perfect.
We now turn to the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinale
Oratrice,
to render the
what are you
final
doing?
verdict on the charges.
Hold on a second. The Oratrice is like a computer, right? Like the Akasha? It possibly has the power of the Gnosis? What if the Oratrice sent the Gardamex towards us?
According to the judgment of the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinale, Mr. Tartaglia is
No.
guilty.
Guilty?
What?
Guilty of what?
Hey! That's not funny! Didn't you just say I'm supposed to be innocent?
And not only that, it is said that Neuvillette and the Oratrice always make the same decision. So if Neuvillette was thinking not guilty, then that's not a good sign.
What's with this verdict? Is your justice machine malfunctioning?
Is it malfunctioning?
This has never happened before. The Oratrice actually returned a different
Yeah.
verdict from the Chief
That never
Justice.
happens.
I mean, have you ever heard of an innocent Fatui Harbinger?
I mean, true.
Do you think the
But
Oratrice
he might be
have just
innocent. He's
convicted
innocent
you
in
on
this
general
case. He's
principle?
probably committed other
Weren't the
crimes, but
charges
like,
about the serial disappearances case? No matter what else he's guilty of, it shouldn't affect the verdict in this
yeah,
case,
exactly. That's about. He might be. He probably has committed lots of other crimes, in Fontaine even. But that's not what we're charging him for. So, just what is going on here?
The judgment of the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinale is by law. The final verdict of the
Why?
court. We must accept the guilty verdict.
Wait a second. Why is it not Neuvillete's decision? And why is it the machine? What is the machine? We gotta figure this out. I mean, that's what Lenny was trying to find out, and he couldn't find anything, right? He heard like voices instead. I wonder, first of all, was that voice the voice that we heard? And second, what gives this machine the authority to override Neuvillette?
Guards, please take the suspect into custody per court protocol.
This is silly. Yep.
So this is
Oh,
how
it's his
justice is done
music.
in Fontaine. What a joke.
That's right.
You've got your rules.
Okay, but the problem is, bro, you're gonna get real charged for your crimes now. Whoa, look at him! Oh, I've missed Childe. I really have. It's been a while since we got to see a cool fight scene with him as well. Okay.
He's activating his spell legacy!
What the?
I am sorry. If you have been wronged, we will find the truth. But the rules of the court must be upheld.
Holy moly, we've never seen... he has a scar. He drew blood from that. Well, that's probably good in terms of...
Hey, Monsieur Neuvillette,
The foul legacy transformation is not healthy for a child to do. What is happening? Why... I guess they always... The Neuvillette and the Oratrice have the same verdict. Why is it when it differs that they prefer the machine? What's in there? I need to know what's in there now! And Furina's reaction too. Was she impressed by Childe's power, or was she scared of it? I mean, she said that she wants to hold even the gods to trial, right? And that was some divine power we just saw there. I mean, not divine, but on the level of divinity. Okay, hang on, let's...
Apologies. This is also the first time I've encountered such a situation. However, according to the rules established at the conception of Fontaine's court system, the Oratrice's judgment is the final verdict of the court. All I do is follow court procedure.
What?
As for why the Oratrice arrived at the conclusion it did, you should probably ask someone more knowledgeable than me.
Yeah, I guess I'm talking to Furina. We might even have a chance to ask Furina the questions now. Doesn't it give a reason, though? I mean, it prints out that little piece of paper. Does it just say guilty or not guilty? Because usually they say, like, guilty and not guilty, and then, like, a little summary of this, and this evidence is enough to show it's guilty. That this is a guilty verdict, or not guilty verdict. Why is there... They should print reasoning out instead of just saying guilty, and now we have no idea why, because everyone else is under the impression it would be a not guilty charge. But yeah, if even the Chief Justice doesn't know, then we have no choice but to ask the Archon herself. And keep in mind, it's not just us asking. Neuvillette is also curious, too.
Why are you looking at me? I had nothing to do with it!
And yet, this has never happened before, so you gotta, and this is your country, it's kind of relevant.
I don't know what happened there either. Hey, stop staring at me!
What does Lady Furina mean by that?
Yeah, too bad you get everyone to stare at you all the time. Why are people leaving? This is so interesting.
She has no idea either, but that's impossible. Didn't she create the Oratrice herself?
Yeah.
Yeah, so are the verdicts reliable or not? Can results like this really be called justice?
Yeah. Finally, the real questions down here.
My dearest citizens,
Did you really think we'd allow an incorrect verdict to be handed out in this court?
That's exactly what happened, so...
That the judgment could be mistaken, or
well,
be the result of some sort of random mishap.
The other thing is, if you're saying that you're not mistaken, you are implying that Neuvillette was mistaken, and that's not a good sign here.
Don't tell me. You thought even I had been blindsided by the Oratrice's result.
That appears to be the case.
She looked just now, it was pretty obvious she had no idea what was going on.
Yes, yeah, because she's just making stuff up as she goes.
I shall give you an explanation. Everything that just took place, including my supposed shock and bafflement, was a part of an elaborate performance, with every action meant to stir up drama and excitement.
That's not good, because first of all, people will believe you at your word for that, and second of all, now Childe's being thrown in jail for no reason. And sure, there's plenty of reasons probably to throw him in jail, but this is not it. So I don't like that. I mean, I didn't like her very much before, because she just does not have a nice attitude. But she's the one... I know that Navia pointed out she said to Neuvillette, you know, the value of human life is nothing compared to those laws you hold so dear. But if anything, the one who should really be accused of that is Furina, who literally does not care about people. She just cares about people pleasing her. And we're all just like a spectacle to her. We're almost like a joke to her, almost. Just little ants just running around and getting in trouble, and she gets to play with us.
And, of course, for every performance, there is a script. Everything has unfolded exactly as I expected from the very beginning. As the embodiment of the very concept of justice, the Oratrice...
I don't have a good sense of her sense of justice.
Judgment.
Well, of course it's not arbitrary.
It had nothing to do with the serial disappearances case. It is only because you've been blinded by the superficial appearance
Right.
innocence.
Then what do you say about Neuvillette having a different thing?
Not to mention the danger he poses are beyond
Yeah.
ordinary
I mean, the danger he poses, yes, but not in this case. This is a different case than...
revealed in time. You will come to understand my noble intentions, as well as the absolute correctness of the...
This is not good, too, because she doesn't even know what's happening. She's literally... No, don't give me your evil laugh. It's like, she's only doing this to save face. Meanwhile, you are probably ruining everyone's brains as to what is real and what's not.
Now, having said that, although I hate to leave things hanging in suspense, it is now time for this performance to end. As the lead actress,
you haven't given us an answer. What do you think of Neuvillette giving a different verdict?
So she chose to make her escape after all, did she?
So you're saying we shouldn't put much stock into what she
Yeah, no, she's just saying nonsense. As long as everybody else agrees, then we're safe.
She probably just put on that performance to save face. As for the truth, it's unlikely that she actually has any idea.
Oh, she 100% is trying to just save face. The only thing that will save me from getting really mad at her right now is if everybody else in the opera house stays skeptical. And they're not like, oh, well, Lady Furina said that, so I'm just going to believe it. It doesn't make any sense, what she just said. And if we just understood that... Fontaine is very weird, isn't it? Way to pull the rug from under her.
However, please be assured that I will continue to investigate this case in a personal capacity. Just as I promised, if the judgment has been incorrect, we will do our utmost to clear his name.
And also clear your own name, too. We gotta save Childe and Neuvillette, because if he made an incorrect judgment according to the rule that the Oratrice is never wrong, doesn't that undermine his credibility when... I mean, no, because there's probably been thousands of other cases where they were in agreement, but I'd be pretty shaken up.
Alright. Even though we feel pretty badly for him, we'll take your word for it for now.
Yeah.
After all, he's done plenty of bad stuff, so he should have known he'd go to prison.
Yeah, but not for this. Like, charge him for a crime he's actually committed, right? And this is not fair if you're charging him for something he had nothing to do with. Unless you're making the argument, unless we find out somehow in the next few Archon quests that he did have something to do with it. But more likely, I think it's the Oratrice is not what we think it is.
Oh, Monsieur Nervalette! That power you showed when you took him down.
Yeah, I'm wondering about that.
Are you
You jump down and you use powers.
I'm the Chief Justice of Fontaine, of course. If officers of the law lack the strength and capability to enforce it, then it makes a mockery of justice.
Okay. That's a very Zhongli answer. What's that power? Oh, it's nothing. I'm just some dude, you know, enjoying a stable job and all of that. Leave the opera house. Okay. Miss Vacher over there.
Hey, what are you doing? Quick, stop him!
Why did you leave one guard escorting him? This guy should be a maximum.
Traveler. Hey, traveler!
This guy should be like a maximum security prison guy.
What are you doing over here?
Why is he not in handcuffs now?
Stop resisting arrest! Cease, or we'll add another charge to the list.
No, wait. I just want to ask the traveler something. I'm not looking to run away.
Alright, well, you can say it in front of Nervalette as well.
One small thing.
Go on.
Go on. Go on.
Thank you. Thank you.
Just be prepared to. Why is there not more security here?
Where did you first hear the name Vacher?
Did we tell him?
I erased all records of that name. So, unless...
Are you still trying to prove your innocence? Give it up. You've already been convicted.
Yes, I met her.
Really? You did? You're sure? You met her? But how could that be? How did you manage to do it?
It was around the Fountain of Lucine. Something to do with my sensitivity to the hydro element.
The Fountain of Lucine? Then she's been so close to me all along. And I just never...
You just never listened.
Please give me a chance to talk to her again. Just let the traveler take me to the fountain to see her one last time. This is the last request I'll ever make in my life. You can do whatever you want to me afterwards. I don't care.
What? Give an inch and you want to take a mile? Do you think serial killers
Yeah, I don't think serial killers will make requests like that, but I'm sure...
Paimon agrees! Why should we give him what he wants when he's only done a ton of super terrible
I'm sure somebody's gonna have compassion
This request, is it worth as much to you as your life?
Of course! Wait, no. It's worth even more than my life.
Humans. Will they betray the instinct to live just to satisfy spiritual needs?
So you're saying you're not human, then? Interesting.
Very well. I will grant your request.
Okay, but we're gonna bring...
Your Honor, I fear that...
I will go with him.
Okay, I was like, we need to bring a lot of security, but yes, let's do it.
In that case, I shall leave him in your most capable hands, Chief Justice.
Chief Justice Nervalette seems like such a nice guy.
Thank you,
Honestly.
Your Honor.
It's like so strange. Like it's like almost the opposite of what you'd think that he'd... Like when he's the Justice, you'd think he'd be cold and just compassionate, but at the same... But he is just looking for the facts when he's in the court, and outside of the court, he is quite a nice guy. Makes you wonder, right?
Is this the place? You said she's here, but what do I need to do to see her?
Back then, I drank water from the primordial sea. It heightened my sensitivity to the hydro element. And that's right, even Paimon could sense.
Yeah, and even Paimon could hear her after drinking that thing. Didn't you just drink a lot of it on the stage as well?
True.
Oh, in that case...
Vacher.
Ah!
Yes, that's it! So you heard it too!
Vignier, it's me! It's me, Vacher!
Vacher? Vacher.
I'm here! I'm here!
Can she hear you?
Vignier? I'm coming for you. I'm finally here for you.
Hey, wait! Be careful! Hey, wait!
Is he gonna pass out? Like we did?
Vacher, is that you? It's me, Vacher! Vacher!
Vacher, why did you come? Didn't I say? You don't need to look for me. You look a lot older than I remember. How long has it been?
Very long.
It's been more than 20 years. I've suffered
That's
for
right, the
over
first case was 20
20
years ago.
since the day you left. All this time, only the thought of bringing you back has kept me alive. Nothing else mattered to me. I must be dreaming. Who would have thought I'd get the chance to tell you all of my feelings like this? Vacher, you are my everything. I really don't know how I could live without you.
But Vacher, if you ask me, this world would be better off without you.
What are you saying?
What are you saying?
If not for you, I would have finished my law degree and probably become a top-tier attorney one day. If not for you, I would have continued to pursue my love of the arts, and my works would have been displayed in the Palais Mermonia itself. If not for you, I would at least have been able to take care of my mother. And she would not have grown old and died alone, with nothing but the tears on her cheeks. It's all because of your selfishness, Vacher. It's all because of you.
You... Wait, you are not Vacher. Who are you?
You're
Who
right.
are you?
I am not Vacher. I am the sacrifices.
Oh, of course, the ghosts of all the people he murdered.
Every woman who died by your hand, as our bodies dissolved, our consciousnesses flowed back to the primordial sea. Our thoughts circulated endlessly within the primordial sea, and we were no longer individuals, but we became one.
So ominous.
Just as streams of water come together in the sea. I'm Cressy. I'm Lemony. I'm Azine. The only one I am not is Vacher.
Why? But then, where is Vacher?
She doesn't want to see you anymore. Every tendril of her consciousness is avoiding you.
Because she sees that you've become a monster.
Your selfishness. Your selfishness robbed us of our lives and our futures. You said time and time again that you'd do any and everything for her. But did you ever consider whether she'd want to see you do the things that you did? If she would despise you for what you became?
Yeah, did you think about that?
You are a liar, a heartless murderer, and a cowardly narcissist.
She wants nothing to do with you anymore.
The only thing you are not is Vacher's beloved. From the moment your first victim died and her consciousness merged with Vacher's, she has had nothing but pure hatred for you.
It looks like I didn't meet Vacher back then either. They must have wanted me to lure Marcel here from the very beginning. I see. Well, maybe we did. Maybe she was wanting to talk to us. And there was a warning. Tell him not to come for her. Not to try to save her. Maybe it was her. And then she sank back into the depths. And now only the consciousness of those murdered women remain. That is so sad.
No! Yeah! She can't hate me. Let me see her. Please! Have mercy!
You are a serial killer.
When I said don't look for me,
Yeah.
that came from the real Vacher.
Yeah, I figured that's her trying to warn us. It's like a omen.
But on top of that, She also said that because it's her final drop of pity for you. She said that because she knew that if you did come here, we will show no mercy to you.
Vacher.
Vacher? Vacher. 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 Vacher.
Well, maybe this is what he deserves. Well, later the guards find that the culprit of the serial disappearances of the young woman's case, Marcel, appears to have lost his soul. Well, at least Neuvillette was there, so people will believe us that we didn't kill him. It's raining again. That was really creepy.
Finally, we have some time to do shopping.
I know, we can finally relax.
It's really been a long time since we've been able to relax.
Oh, well, as unfortunate as that was, he got what he deserved. He murdered all those people, and they took vengeance. He killed innocents. And only... Did you see that girl's dress is kind of fading out of existence? Only in a world with magic do you ever get to have that closure. That closure of making the person who killed you pay in return by your own hands. So, but absolutely correct. I knew as I pointed out immediately, that the voice we heard said, "Tell him not to look for me." So, and that was apparently the real Vacher, because, yeah, you've become a monster. Not the same face that she once knew. Of course, she wants nothing to do with you then. Shopping is stressful in its own way, I agree.
Huh. Well met, partner. I knew something great was going to happen when I woke up in such a good mood today.
It's raining again.
Even this weather can't put a damper on the demoiselle's mood.
It's a pleasure to see you both again.
Oh, hey, Navia! It's been a few days. Paimon's already started to
Yeah, I'm glad we worked together in the end. Right, Ether?
Now that
I knew it was going to be fun,
I'm
but
easy to work with.
Ether
and
didn't
always bring home the
believe
bacon.
me.
Who wouldn't treasure having a partner like me?
Sounds like you're really enjoying life these days, Navia. What have you been busy with since the trial?
It's just been one thing after the other. I've been making non-stop trips between Poisson and the court since then.
We cracked so many cases.
Spina di Rosula,
The missing women case and the Jacques murder case.
First died, since everyone knew that even if we held one back then, no one was going to come. This time, though, everyone in Poisson, and even many people from the court, all attended.
Oh, that's good.
So his name's definitely
Yeah, I'm glad we cleared his name
That's
then.
what we like to hear.
It's been the dearest wish of Demoiselle all along.
That blasted stubborn fool.
Yeah.
I was right to put my faith in him. I'm so glad I didn't give up on the case all those years ago.
Yeah. And it seems like the only thing is he's not here to see it, but he knows. Things turned out as well as they could have.
Oh, by the way, I ran into Charlotte just after I left the memorial service.
Okay.
Well, maybe it'd be more accurate to say I knew she would be there, and there was no way she'd just
Of
let
course,
me
the
go.
press.
So you know Charlotte too? The Charlotte? Journalist from the paper?
That's her.
Yeah, way back when I first became the president of the Spina di Rosula, she was all over me. Wouldn't take no for an answer. I believe the story was called The True Heart of Darkness, Secret Tales of the Yellow Rose. To be fair, though, it was a really flattering feature.
Well, that's good.
So, we've been on pretty good terms ever since. She was trying to lean on our friendship to get me to do an exclusive piece on the serial disappearances case.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, she told us about that. She's always been super interested in that case, so now Her wishes finally come true too!
Yeah.
Anyway, I told her to make sure that when she writes about you guys entering the opera house with the critical evidence, that you both sound really
I'm sure
cool.
she will.
Now that's another thing to look forward to. We trust Charlotte's skills with a pen for sure.
Oh, and in other news, I also took Clarand out for a meal.
Oh, that's nice.
Oh, are you two on better terms now?
It seems that there's
While you were
mutual
investigating
understanding
Vacher's
at the very
headquarters,
least.
Clarand gave testimony on my father's behalf.
Mm-hmm.
It was thanks to her that we were able to turn the tide. I wanted to thank her. I mean, there's also no point in being awkward all the time. So we took the chance to reconcile with each other.
I mean, she just did what she had to do, right? And I'm glad that...
Actually a bad
Yeah.
person. It's always good to have more
I'm
friends.
glad that there's understanding between them
Anyway,
now.
now that the case has finally been solved, perhaps it will slowly begin to fade from the public consciousness.
Yeah.
Oh, actually,
But
there's
maybe
still
that's
one
for the
last thing I
better.
need to do.
In many ways. I mean, not in the sense that we shouldn't just forget the victims of those crimes. They lived and they had lives that they wanted to lead. And so hopefully, you know, people will still remember that this case happened and that those people lived and that they were gone too soon. But it's also a burden lifted off to know that, hey, somebody you know won't be the next victim of this string of crimes. That you can live relatively safely now, and that there was a motive and a perpetrator that was captured. Then there's at least the closure that can help you put the thought of it to rest.
I should pay a visit to my father's grave and tell him the truth of what happened, as well as how it all ended.
Yeah.
And on top of that, just how much people still look up to him to this day. That includes me, too.
Miss Navia.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Can I come too?
We want to go too. We also think Callus is a really admirable person.
Yeah.
Sure thing. I'd like you two to share the moment with me. After all, without you, there might not have been such a positive ending.
And in that case, everyone, let's be off. Considering the recent weather, we'll be lucky if we can reach Poisson before dark.
Yeah, you're right. It's been raining non-stop for a few days now.
A few days now. And Renee said, the hydro dragon cries. When it cries, it rains.
This is where my father's grave is.
Interesting.
To be perfectly honest, even I haven't been back here for a long time.
Huh? There's someone there already. Wait.
We've been through here before.
It can't be.
Hmm?
Isn't that Neuvillette? Why would the Chief Justice be here? Huh? Navia?
My apologies. I should have asked before coming to pay my respects.
Don't say that.
Sorry about that.
Oh, I was trying to say there's no need for you to apologize. I wanted to show my father how much I've grown, but still, I doubt I've grown to the point that even the Chief Justice would feel compelled to apologize to me over and over.
In that case, I will stop apologizing for now.
You really could use some pointers on understanding human emotions, Monsieur Neuvillette. In any case, why did you come to Poisson?
Well, ever since that day, I've been turning a question over and over in my head. Just what is justice anyway? There was once a time when I didn't want to believe that there could be anything more important to humans than life itself. Oh, rather than that, it's probably more truthful to say I didn't believe humans were capable of resisting the most basic instinct of living things. That they could rebel against their own nature, or consider certain things to be more important than their own lives.
It is quite
Which is
interesting,
also why
isn't
I didn't
it?
stop your father from beginning that fateful duel. I believed that a truly innocent man would never throw away his life like that. That there was nothing, should have been nothing more important than one's own continued survival. But Mr. Callus proved me utterly and decisively wrong. If not for his sacrifice, the serial disappearances case would have remained unsolved to this day. Mr. Callus made the choice he did for his daughter, for his associates, and for many people completely unrelated to him. And in the end, from a certain perspective, one could say that he did it all for the sake of justice.
Yeah.
A justice that's higher than life itself. So, you asked me why I came here. I just wanted to say my apologies to Mr. Callus in person. I should have noticed all of this much sooner. This regret has filled me with a sadness that has haunted me for days. That high and mighty chair in the opera Epiclese indeed insulates one from many important things. Spina di Rosula, thank you so much for your hard work and perseverance.
I'm sorry for being mad at you before. So, you're actually one of those types that's cold on the outside, but pretty thoughtful on the inside, huh? That reminds me of Silver, one of my guys.
Sorry about that. Self-expression is not one of my strong suits.
Didn't I just say you don't need to apologize?
So Navia and Neuvillette seem to have made their peace as well.
That's good to see.
Let's not disturb them for now. We can wait till after they're done.
Yeah. Following Navia and Neuvillette, you also pay your respects to Callus. Hey, the rain stopped.
Paimon's never paid respects at someone's grave before. Did Paimon do
He's up there.
anything right there?
Well, you're not usually supposed to fly around someone's grave. I mean, what else is Paimon supposed to do, though?
Huh? Oh, Paimon didn't know that was a thing. But Paimon doesn't know what she would do if she can't fly.
We have been to several other graves, too.
Navia won't be too mad.
Like, in Inazuma and Yashiro Island, there's all those swords in the ground. Those are graves of warriors. And I feel like we've been to several memorials of people, too, paying their respects. I can't name them, but I should remember. Wow, she took that seriously. Look at smug Ether. I love that.
Anyway, Neuvillette is still standing around there. It's not often that we can catch him alone like this, so why don't we go talk to him for a bit? If we can't talk to Lady Farina, we can at least talk to him, right?
Seems like it. When all returns to the waters. Huh, I didn't even notice that this grave site was here before. But now I will.
Paimon's really sorry now.
No, Paimon, it's okay.
I did something pretty disrespectful just now.
What are you saying, Paimon? I don't think I get it.
Well, aren't you not supposed to fly around someone's grave?
Huh? Who told you that?
Hey, traveler! Why did you mess with Paimon again?
Because that's our professional job, is we always mess with Paimon. Yeah, so... You know, okay, when we switch in Lynette, she has like the purple club for the Osea, and then Lenny has like the sparks for Numa. And Hydro Ether also has the Numa thing. Alright. You are certainly a man of mystery, Monsieur Neuvillette. Maybe speak with you a little bit.
Oh, it's you two. Did Miss Navia invite you to come pay your respects to her father?
Yeah.
We ran into Navia on the streets today, so we just followed her here.
I see. Then is there something that I can help you with?
Well, it's pretty hard to run into you like this, since you're usually super busy.
Yeah.
So we figured we could try to ask you a few questions, if that's okay.
Yeah.
Please feel free. Though outsiders, you helped us solve one of the greatest mysteries in Fontaine, and it would be my pleasure to return the favor.
Thanks. He seems to be like the Yai Miko of this nation. Like, in the Inazuma Archon quest, we wanted to ask A some questions, and we ended up asking Yai Miko. Yeah, so but, you know, there's also more to him than meets the eye. He's definitely not human. Definitely, like, been around for hundreds of years. And definitely one of those people with, like, a cold exterior, and yet so thoughtful on the inside. I wonder. About water from the Primordial Sea.
So, at court, the bad guys referred to that special water as water from the Primordial Sea. But what is it really?
Truthfully, that name is already quite accurate. I can only surmise that Vacher and his ilk only learned of its nature and existence after extensive research. There used to be a special sea on the surface of this planet. The nature of its seawater was rather different from that of the sea we know today.
Okay.
Most of Tevat's life forms were first born in that special sea. You could say it nurtured much of the life on this planet.
Huh.
Interesting.
So it really was where everything began.
Like that guy said,
It makes sense to
that
call
we
it
gave the magic
primordial,
pocket
then.
to.
But today, the Primordial Sea no longer exists on the planet's surface. What Vacher discovered must have been some kind of special case, or a remnant from a truly ancient age.
And we know where the source is now.
That's how it is. Oh, you really know everything, Monsieur Neuvillette. But if that's the case, then why would people, at least people from Fontaine, dissolve in that kind
Why
of
so
water?
specific?
Indeed. Why would the Primordial Sea, which was known to engender and nurture life, suddenly reverse itself
And
and
why is it
devour
selective
life
of its
instead?
victims?
To be frank, that also doesn't match my understanding of this world and its laws. There must still be some unknown secrets around the people of
Is
this
it
land.
contaminated somehow?
Is there anything else you'd like to ask me
So he doesn't
about?
know the answer to that. It might be, could it be contaminated with something? Could there have been like something that leaked into it when it's underground? About the prophecy that's been circulating around Fontaine.
That the sea levels will rise and everyone will be dissolved in water, leaving Farina crying alone on her throne, but the sins of the people will be finally washed away for
Pretty
good.
much.
Does that appropriately summarize the version you've heard?
Yeah.
That's right. It was Linny that told us back then. And that about covers all the main points.
Yes, up to the present, I think we reached a point where we have no choice but to confront this prophecy directly. Rumors have it that this prophecy is rooted in the last words the former Hydro Archon left to the world before she
Tell us
passed
about
away.
the former Hydro Archon.
Prophecy? Of the former Hydro Archon? Wow. This is the first time that we've ever heard of it.
Two parts of the prophecy have already proven correct. The rising sea levels and the ability of the people of Fontaine to be dissolved. We should be more vigilant and stay on the watch for further signs. Speaking of the prophecy, Farina has also always taken it quite seriously. Indeed, she has been collecting information and intelligence from across Tevat for this purpose. If the rumors were true, then perhaps this prophecy is the conundrum left to Farina by her predecessor.
But with Farina being the way she is, can we really trust her to solve it?
Is there anything else you'd like to ask me about?
Dodges the question. Probably not alone, no. About Childe.
My apologies. My investigation has still not reached its conclusion.
Yeah. Well, it'd be nice if the Oratrice
still
just
believe
told
the
us
judgment of
why
the
it
Oratrice was not
had
rendered
a
arbitrarily.
guilty verdict.
You also said you thought he was innocent.
Yes.
For many years, I have been quite aware that the Oratrice does not simply mechanically repeat the verdict that I give on each case.
Which is
As a
good,
divinely
but
created
why are we favoring
people's
it?
unified faith in the concept of justice is integrated into it.
But here's the thing. Even though Farina can't explain it, it definitely has to do with her power somehow.
Not only can it produce the incredible power of indemnitium, but it likely also possesses other traits, such as self-awareness. Which is all to say, I have been prepared for a situation like this for a long time.
Okay.
Huh. So when Linny told us that he heard a human voice from the room where the Oratrice's core is stored...
I was not aware such a thing had occurred. Perhaps that could serve to prove my conjecture. I will add that to the list of items to investigate. In any case, I am inclined to believe that the Oratrice does have a methodology all its own. We just do not have enough information.
Yeah.
Based on Farina's reaction, I doubt even she had any idea what was going on. She managed to bluff her way through it, though.
I will give her
The
credit with that,
time-tested
which is
twin
like,
tricks of bravado and drama. While we do intend to get to the bottom of this, for now, we regret to say that the Fatui Harbinger will just have to bide his time in the fortress of Meripede.
it's probably
If we did
what
incorrectly convict him of crimes he did not commit, we will most certainly
yeah.
compensate him to the fullest extent allowed by the law.
Okay.
If you ask Paimon, the only compensation he'll want is a no-holds-barred fight with
Yeah,
you.
that's true.
Is there anything else you'd like to ask
I
me
will
about?
say, I do admire Farina from just the ability of anybody to be able to convince other people to take their side so well. It's not just the fact that she's the Archon. She's very skilled at basically manipulating people to believe everything she says and to take her word for it. I mean, the other Archons don't do that, but I also doubt that they have that skill. So, also, it's been sunset here for a while. You're just sitting here at sunset with Neuvillette. But that's very interesting. I mean, I hope we didn't just incriminate Linny by saying that he went to go investigate the Oratrice, which is probably something under very high security and nobody's supposed to get close to. But that's true. The Oratrice does seem to have its own consciousness, and it would be really helpful if it had been designed to, give reasoning for the verdict it chooses. Because that's usually something a judge would do, right? Is like, based on this, I hereby decide this. Instead of just saying, guilty! All right, we're throwing this guy in jail then. But it's not arbitrary. It's not arbitrary. So, about my sibling.
Your sibling? Another blonde-haired traveler? I'm sorry, but I've never seen anyone who matches that description.
Mm-hmm.
If she ever stepped foot in Fontaine, I'm sure she followed our laws to the letter and had no reason to appear on the stage of the opera Epiclese.
I can hope.
Is there anything else you'd like to ask me about?
I mean, but then again, there's something about we don't have any records of ourselves on Irminsul, but Lumine does. So this whole thing about stepping foot in another country, I mean, I have no more questions.
Very well. It was my honor to provide you with what answers I could. I very much enjoyed conversing with you.
Thanks, I did too.
It'll soon be time for me to leave this blissful tranquility behind and return to Palais Memorial.
You really are super busy, Monsieur Neuvillette. Paimon thought you only came here to pay your respects today because you had the day
he's like
off.
Ningguang, no time.
Crime and villainy do not have the day off.
No days
And so
off, it just
justice
makes
must
time
work
for
around
us.
the clock as well. This is merely the nature of a justice's work.
All right, you've got a point.
Yeah.
Huh? Paimon just noticed that the rain has
Yeah, it
stopped.
stopped for a while. That's lovely. As light rain falls without reason. Well, we got a constellation! Steamburn interview. Okay, we should do that. That's the, we can get the commissions! And the reputation as well. As light rain falls without reason. As light rain falls without reason. Without reason is yeah. Anyway, there is quite a lot that happened there. I mean, we solved multiple criminal cases, left cold, all at once. That is no easy feat. I am impressed with how we were able to do that. And once again, the story was just amazingly written. So I guess next time we will probably be trying to rescue Childe, because that's what we do. And we'll probably get to meet some new characters, find out some more information. I mean, we've got some questions answered. What questions do we not have answered yet? I mean, Neuvillette is still a mystery to us. How the Oratrice operates is probably the biggest mystery. Why am I walking? There's no way to walk into the city. I cannot find any doors around this wall. You can only take the aquabus in. We should probably head over to Steambird first. Let's go to the Steambird. Yeah, how does the Oratrice operate? I mean, I guess we might want Linny's help with that one. I mean, I don't know why Ether seems incredibly resistant to be his friend, despite we have Fatui friends. And he's one of the nicest guys we've come across so far. But we probably will need some of that intel he's got on how to investigate the oratories. When is Arlecchino going to come into the picture, though? I'm curious. Now, my theory right now is similar to how the Akasha was powered by the Dendronosis. I'm thinking the Oratrice is powered by the Hydronosis. Which might mean the presence of Fatui Harbingers here might mean that they're sent to get it. That would be quite unfortunate for everyone who loves the Oratrice. And I mostly want to know about the former Hydro Archon. I mean, since all the remaining nations, like, the Archons are not the current Archon, then there's always some interesting story as to why that is. Like, for A, it was her sister who was the former Archon. For Nahida, it was Ruka Devata, and she's like the reincarnation. What happened to the former Hydro Archon, and where did Farina come from? And when this prophecy's been circulating around, has it been circulating around since the previous Hydro Archon's death? When did that happen? And what about her death made the waters so tainted that the Oceanids had to leave? Euphrasia, hello. Truly spectacular weather today, no? Yes, truly. If only the weather was this cooperative every workday, I should be quite merry indeed. And speaking of work, my dear, you are here to interview for the troubleshooter position advertised in our Tales of Humanity section, are you not? Yes, that's me. Excellent. You didn't ask any questions about the title troubleshooter, and thus it can be surmised that Ethan's word choice... Okay, putting aside that for the moment, would you like to know how I was able to correctly ascertain that you are here for the job and not seeking to ask for help in our Tales of Humanity section? Observation. Every citizen who comes to the Steambird seeking help appears anxious and jittery, but your steps are calm and your expression calm, relaxed. I don't know what it said. Those who are fortunate are all the same. Those who fall victim to misfortune all have their woes. But you needn't worry. Those who seek assistance from others via Tales of Humanity haven't run into any serious trouble, so it shouldn't be hard to handle. Have a look at this batch of commissions. There we go. Prelude of Blanchard and Noirceur, and As Light Rain Falls Without Reason, and Truly Mouthwatering. Of course, we did that before. We got a recipe. Steak tartare. Interesting. A card back. If only the other nations had, like, card backs we could get. The wings are so pretty. I love those. World exploration. Okay, we need to get some more of that done, and then we can get some reputation quests done. All you need to do is find some time every week to read through the submissions to Tales of Humanity, pick out a few commissions you'd like to handle, and come find me to collect your payment. Some commissions are so drop dead simple you won't believe it, but you shouldn't underestimate the value of your work. For us, the problems in their submissions may appear to be easy and insignificant, but for the readers submitting their problems, they are like a splinter under their fingernails, impossible to remove or ignore. If we can help them extract these splinters, then additionally to the monetary rewards, you will also receive the respect and gratitude of the people, and your reputation among the citizenry will increase over time. When that happens, I will give you more complicated and important jobs. Help everyone to achieve happiness and be a lighthouse illuminating humanity, such is the calling of our paper. Such are the feelings and aspirations of every publisher. No need for an interview. Interview? Your interview was complete even before you arrived. Don't be surprised, I have my ways. If I could even manage that, how could I manage a newspaper? It's one of those things, it's like the interview begins before you walk in the door. You gotta be your very best self all the time. I've told you everything you need to know about this job. As for whether or not you want to take it up, that's up to you. Think it over. Oh yeah, we're gonna take it. I just need to get some more reputation, apparently. And then we go talk, and we can go get. I can set it to Fontaine commissions now. Although it might be hard because I haven't unlocked all the teleport waypoints. But it's okay. We can get started. Ad Astra Abyssosk. Welcome to the Adventurers Guild. Is there something I can help you with?
It's Catherine again. This one must be a puppet too.
And we talked with her yesterday. Perhaps. Is there something I can help you with? Are you looking to take on a commission or send one out? I'm just taking a look. I see. If you run into any guild-related issues, you can come and ask me. I will provide the utmost service for you and answer all answerable questions. Then, we thank you for your contributions to the guild adventure. We wish you smooth travels. There we go. Now I can get the commissions! Let's do it. Fontaine commissions. Which will be tomorrow, but that is okay. That's super exciting. I feel good now. It's a really hard. It's a hard case that we did because the serial disappearances of the missing women. That is a lot of people who otherwise wouldn't get justice nor have the means to seek it out themselves. But we did it. We persevered. We stuck with Navia. Thank you, Ether. And we managed to get a lot of info and managed to bring closure to her own case of what happened to her father as well. And in the end, although it wasn't expected, it turned out those missing women did get justice after all. But, they gave him a taste of his own medicine. And it seems that, I suppose it probably could not have been another outcome. Everything turned out as best it could. And we got some answers from Neuvillette, which is very helpful. I like Neuvillette. He seems like a very reasonable guy. In fact, I'm starting to tell that purposefully there is, like, the disparity between Neuvillette and Farina in that, like, you need to have someone who's super rational and level-headed to be able to even out with somebody who is pretty irrational and crazy. But then in that regard, I suppose they do make a good team. But neither of them seem to be quite experts on the understanding human emotions bit. But I mean, it seems like Neuvillette really was trying to understand. As he said to Navia, he just couldn't fathom that humans would be willing to throw their lives away for something they considered to be greater. But he's trying to understand that now. So I look forward to working with him again. I'm not so sure about looking forward to meeting Farina next time, but Farina's been interesting. Before Farina, Venti was the only Archon that we met in Act 1. You notice every other Archon, Zhongli, A, and Nahida, we always meet them in Act 2. And even when we met Venti, I mean, he didn't show his face very much. He did save us, though. He rescued us, and that was important. Farina gets very involved in everything from the get-go, so I'm very interested to see what happens with her. And I'm just interested to see what happens with all of this stuff going on in Fontaine. So I suppose hopefully in the next Archon quest, we're gonna try and see if we can get Childe out of this sticky situation. And he might get thrown in jail again for something else, but not for this. Not for this. And I hope we see Linny and Lynette again. In fact, now that we're done that, I can do Linny's story quest. So I will hopefully do that soon. And I'm looking forward to hanging out with him. Hopefully Ether is too. Hopefully he can put some of their differences aside. It was so late the other night, and all I saw was, like, Ether just gives him, like, turns his back to him, gives him the cold shoulder, and I'm like, no. Don't do Linny like that. I mean, he just did what he had to do, right? Anyway. Excellent Archon quest, and I enjoyed it. Alright, thank you all for watching, and I will see you in the next episode. Bye, everyone!